This is KGW News at noon.
And we start with breaking news. The jury has reached a verdict in a hate crime murder trial. 40-year-old Russell Courtier has been found guilty on all charges for running down and killing 19-year-old Larnell Bruce back in 2016. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Thank you for joining us. That verdict came down just minutes ago. KGW's Pat Doris is joining us now live from the newsroom. Pat, what else can you tell us?
Well, Brenda, this was a hate crime trial. A white supremacist accused of murdering a black teenager in Gresham 3 years ago. Here's what the judge had to say about the verdicts.
We, the jury, find the defendant has to count one murder guilty. And so the jurors did not answer the other questions related to count one. On count two, we, the jury, find the defendant has to count two, failure to perform the duties of a driver, guilty. And we, the jury, find the defendant has to count three, intimidation in the second degree, guilty.
This all started back in 2016 outside a 7-Eleven store. Russell Courtier was there and ran into Larnell Bruce, a 19-year-old. There was a fight, and the prosecutor said during the trial that Bruce actually won the fight. But he said that because of the European Kindred white supremacist prison group that Courtier was part of, he could not allow the black man to get the best of him. So he jumped in his girlfriend's Jeep and drove after Bruce, not once but twice, the second time hitting and killing him. His defense attorney argued all along that this was not racially motivated, that there was a trauma in the defendant, and after the fight that caused him to just act irrationally. Clearly, the jury didn't buy it. They deliberated all day yesterday before coming back with guilty on all three charges. Now, Mr. Courtier faces the possibility of life in prison. Back to you. All
right, Pat, thank you. Of course, we will be following this story. We'll bring you more on KGW News at 4. In the meantime, you can go to the KGW News app or our Facebook page for more coverage. Also, a breaking traffic alert on the east side. Portland police have East Burnside closed by the 105th and 109th, by those streets. All MAX trains are stopped through that area. Now, we do have some calls into Portland police and to TriMet, as that goes, to figure out what's going on. We also have a crew heading to the scene. We'll keep you posted as soon as we learn anything more. The driver who hit a woman in southwest Portland is on the loose this afternoon. That woman didn't survive. The crash happened at 45th and Carson. That's where KGW's Tim Gordon is standing by. Tim, police are now looking for a van, correct?
Right, Brenda. It's an older van, a red or burgundy van. You know, the impact happened here at Carson, and the van just kept on going through Garden Home and beyond, never stopping to help. The woman was hit just before 7 a.m. Police came to investigate as they also looked for the hit-and-run driver. Neighbors in this area are sad to see a pedestrian hit and killed here.
Yeah, I can't believe that's actually what happened. That's terrible.
Made worse because the driver didn't stop. They also say traffic on 45th goes way too fast, faster than it used to, with more traffic too.
It's a fast road here, and cars come cruising through this road all day long.
Chris Gomez and dog Sancho try to stay way to the side, and Leslie Simpson lives right on 45th Avenue. She's fed up with the speeding and drivers who just don't care, even if it kills someone.
People, slow down. That's all we can say. This poor woman, you know, just out for a morning walk. Unacceptable.
Randy Bynum's lived on 45th for a dozen years, and from the beginning spearheaded a push for safety improvements to slow people down. It's never happened.
And I can't count the number of times I've seen wrecks on this road. In my own driveway, my neighbor's driveway, across the street, all the stretches. But we've never had, in the time I've been here in a dozen years, a neighbor killed. And now this is, it's shocking and sad.
And those same neighbors think they know who this woman is. She walked most every morning crossing this intersection. They won't know for sure until her identity has been released by authorities. But again, police are looking for that red or burgundy older van. If you have any information, I've got a phone number for you. It's a non-emergency number for Portland Police. It's 823-3333. Brenda, back to you.
Let us know if they get any leads. Just terrible. Tim, thank you. We also have an update on the police officer hit on Interstate 205. Portland police say a drunk driver is responsible for that crash. This is what the cruiser looked like early this morning. And get this, Portland Police Chief Danielle Outlaw tweeted that this is the second time the officer has been hit in just 5 months. The officer has serious injuries but should survive. The crash happened in a work zone between Division Street and Powell Boulevard. We don't know the name of the female driver. She was also taken to the hospital. If you live in Clackamas County, there is a burn ban in effect after a number of brush fires yesterday. And the dry, windy weather we're having means even more fire danger. Christine Pitawanich is joining us live in the newsroom. Christine, it's not even spring yet, and we're having these fire issues.
I know, hard to believe, Brenda, but you know, we've been monitoring conditions from the newsroom and checked in with a handful of counties. And at least for right now, Clackamas County is the one with a burn ban in place. But the unease is very real, especially since conditions outside are unseasonably dry.
Several fires broke out all over the area yesterday. We're talking Cornelius to Canby to Aurora and Estacada. All fueled by wind and dry brush.
Wind-driven fire behavior is a huge problem.
That's what led Clackamas County to clamp down on backyard burns. A burn ban went into effect yesterday and extended into today. While the ground may still be a little damp, the plants, well, they're a bit drier, which means one stray spark could mean danger.
And embers are going to be flying around, and any kind of combustible material will be dry enough to ignite.
And the crazy thing, we're not even to fire season yet. Spring officially starts tomorrow. Firefighters say the fire season, which usually starts in May or June, seems to start earlier and earlier every year.
We have to be prepared and proactive to get ahead of this threat.
That's why Oregon Governor Kate Brown formed the Council on Wildfire Response, so the state can be more prepared to handle devastating fires.
Every single fire season since I first became governor has been a historic fire season.
Fire season after fire season after fire season just keeps getting worse, not just here in Oregon, but all across the West.
And state officials say those deadly and terrifying California wildfires last summer could happen here.
If 2017 and 2018 were any indicators, our potential here in Oregon is not that far behind California's.
Gosh, what a scary prospect. But there are ways to protect yourself. One, of course, use common sense. If it's windy out, probably not a good idea to burn anything. And two, putting 100 feet of defensible space around your home. That means putting anything combustible, don't do it near your house. Back to you.
It's a great reminder, Christine. Thank you. Right now, we want to bring in meteorologist Chris McGinnis. So, Chris, the wind could make things difficult for firefighters again today.
Yeah, again today and maybe even tomorrow as well. It's been another breezy afternoon out there, but a beautiful one at that, right? We are enjoying bright sunshine. Our Rose City Sky Camera shows that. We're up to 65 degrees now at PDX. The east wind, though, it's sustained out at the airport at 18, but we've had gusts in excess of 30 and even 40 miles an hour as you head out towards, say, the Troutdale area. In fact, right now, Troutdale gusting east at 40. We're gusting east in Hillsborough at 25 miles an hour. Not everybody is feeling the east winds, but those of you that are impacted by those, significantly impacted by those this afternoon. Southeast winds right now gusting to 30 in Astoria. Meanwhile, not much of a breeze as you get down towards Salem and Eugene. So some folks feeling it, but not everybody. Let's go ahead and check out Futurecast the rest of this afternoon. And the bullseye here over Clark County, Multnomah County through the Columbia River Gorge, indicating those east winds continuing on the order of about 20 to 30 on the east side of town, even out towards Hillsborough and through the mouth of the Columbia River as well. We'll continue Futurecast into the afternoon and evening, and you can see that that east wind pretty much stays with us through the rest of the day today. So a breezy go of it, but a sunny and mild one. And look at that beautiful shot from Pacific City right now, enjoying bright sunshine along the Oregon coast. The rest of this afternoon, we're going 70 at PDX officially. Other folks have hit that the last couple of days. We have not officially at the airport, so I think we will today. Upper 60s as we roll towards dinner time and cooling off a little bit from there. Your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Brenda?
We will see you then. Thanks, Chris. Police tell us a man in Forest Grove faked a burglary to cover up a theft from a nonprofit. Here's who they arrested. This is 40-year-old Brian Courtier. Police say he called 911 earlier this month saying that somebody broke into his house and they got into a fight. Well, investigators are now saying Courtier admitted that the burglary was staged to conceal the theft of money from an unnamed organization. Now to Portland's homeless crisis. Bicyclists say the mess from the camps is out of control. Trash and tents are making it almost impossible to ride near I-205. We're talking specifically about the trail that passes under Sandy Boulevard in Northeast Portland. KGW's Lindsay Nadrich spoke to cyclists and the city about the problem.
This is the mess bikers are seeing along the I-205 multi-use path under Sandy Boulevard. Jonathan Maas from Bike Portland shot this video.
It's a lot worse than I've ever seen in the past.
It's so bad. There's barely enough room for anyone to get through. Tents, bikes, tables, and trash are taking up most of the path.
And then there was stuff hanging from the fencing, so I actually had to duck to avoid getting hit by a bike frame. And I got through there and I caught up to two other bikers who were ahead of me, and they said the same thing.
Roberta Cobb loves to bike, but says she'll no longer use the 205 path.
It's too sketchy with too many people with their tents on the path. And that's not fair. That's not fair to us as homeowners and taxpayers.
When we were there today, we witnessed several people using drugs and yelling profanities. And I can personally tell you, we didn't feel very safe either. The city is responsible for cleaning this up. Heather Hafer with the Office of Management and Finance says they're very aware of the issue and have already cleaned it up on multiple occasions.
This is one of our problem areas.
A little less than a month ago, it looked like this after the city cleaned it. Today, it looks like this.
If we were to go out tonight and clean that site, and clean it completely up, in 2 days it would look the same.
Heather says the city gets 500 to 750 reports of illegal campsites a week. So I'm told they're doing the best they can. I also learned each cleanup costs roughly $600, so it's not a cheap process. Many, though, say it should never get to this point.
They need to get out there more. If it takes more money or more time, that's what they need to do. Maybe they need to go knock on ODOT's door and work out a different kind of agreement.
An illegal camping notice was posted this morning, so city crews are planning to clean up the 205 path again in the next few days. I'm Lindsay Nadrich, KGW News.
In eastern Washington, the Hanford nuclear reservation is facing budget cuts that could impact a big cleanup project. The Tri-City Herald reports the Trump administration wants to cut $416 million from Hanford's budget. For decades, Hanford made plutonium for nuclear weapons, and the site is now cleaning up the radioactive waste. Congress will have to approve any budget cuts. A former First Lady Michelle Obama will speak at Moda Center tonight as part of her book tour. You guys may remember she was supposed to speak last month, but that was postponed because of a snowstorm. All original tickets will be honored tonight. That event starts at 8.